Well, this Master Luke Chen Lao Shi Tao Chinese. So this book is a system, consists 400 of this triangle diagram. In this diagram, we are unique in the world. So this diagram representing initial, final, and tones, and together with syllable. Each syllable representing Chinese characters. That's what this is all about. Hanyu Pinyin come up with the syllable or the sound of Chinese characters, and each sound or syllable has homonyms. In ours, many Chinese characters have the same sound, but each Chinese character has inherited meaning. So it's not like English, just the sound, but the Chinese have meaning to it. So it's very important for people to know, or for you to know, the initial, final, and tones exactly, because the margin error is very little. So 23 initials or consonants, whatever you call it. So bo, po, mo, fo, de, te, ne, le, ge, ke, he, ji, qi, xi, zi, zi, si, zhi, zhi, shi, yi, yi, wu. And so today we work on de, te, ne, le, the tip initial is very important to know where is your tip or your tongue. So you have to know your tongue. So it's not like English, you're just mimicking it, but in Hanyu Pinyin it has to be exact. That means your tip of your tongue touching the gum, the upper gum, and the hard palate there, the. So D and add together, the, and then T. So we have the diagram, the tip of your tongue, upper gum there, and then that's the hard palate there, and then tip of your tongue touching it, and then the, and then T is yin, T is same position, your tip of your tongue, and then, but this one have air spray blowing out, T, and then N is same thing, tip of your tongue touch the gum, and but this one is as the air blowing out your nose, and then the last one le, and then the same position, but it's the air blowing out le, blowing out both your from the tongue, two sides of the tongue, le, the t, ne, le, so la, le. So it's but this is itself is very little very few of the homonyms there, and then the yin, the ne, and then we use the O for oral shape of your mouth, to representing, to make the initial pronounceable, otherwise it's just the tip of the tongue point there. But the final has 39 final, and the final is very important, but at school they only teach you 24. You know that when you're missing about half the finals, then it got to be catchy somewhere somehow because of the Chinese words, Chinese pronunciation. They include 39. That's the beginning of 1958, and so with the R, the first one, ya wa, wo that's what you're looking here, and then ye i u I way, ao yao o yo, an yang wan yuan, an ying wan yun, an yang wang, ying wong ong yong. This is 39. You can memorize it using the diagram. We have the diagram for you, so you can memorize it. And then what's the difference between, other than the sound itself, between initial and final? Final has tones or pitch. They associate with tones. Tone, one is tone. Song is 4 tones. So, do, re, mi, fa, so, and then mi, so, re, do, fa, so, do. It's all music. Because it's music, it can be standardizing using instrument. We call it guitar because one of my students in Europe, in Holland, he's a professional musician and he played the music for us, and then now it's standardized. But outside, no way. They just follow what the teacher says, but the teacher mostly are incorrect because each one have their own tone. Our tones. Tone, you know that when you sing, it's very difficult. Most people are tones. So, but since we're using music to standardize it, that's what this book is so important, because your online program so important, believe me. If you don't know the tones, standardize it. If you just based on your ears to listen, unless you're very talented, that's one of the guys like Kaufman or something. He knows so many languages, but most of us forget it. You're out of luck. So this the tone, you standardize it. But once you standardize, it's very easy because you're repeating the same thing over again. But the whole thing is to learn the Chinese characters with it, and then by writing, and the Chinese characters is what the essence of learning Chinese is all about. But anyway, Bo Mo Fo. Thank you. I love you from Yang Suo.